What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be talking about UFC fights that need to happen in 2025. So, my first pick, Volkanovski versus Evloev. This is a given. We need this. Um, Number one contenders should be getting title shots, all right? Like, I'm not a huge Evloev fan, um, but he's got to get this title shot. If Yair gets it, it's a fucking disgrace. So, this is an easy pick. Evloev is a really good fighter. He's very well rounded. I think with Volk, he's getting up there in age. He's getting a little bit slower. He's not going to be as durable. And in most of his fights, almost every single one of his fights, in fact, he has the option of, if things get a little bit hairy on the feet, shoot a takedown. Because he's very well rounded. He's a good wrestler. He's got great grappling. And I don't think that's going to be there with Evloev. Like we saw in his fight with Aljamain Sterling, some like he can get taken down, but he's not going to stay there. He does not accept bottom position. His scrambles are great, so I don't think Volk can take this guy down and hold him down. And I think Evloev, in particular, he's got really good straight punches, and I could see his jab working well, but I think Volk would piece him up. I think he'd be landing a lot of kicks. Evloev, he's not slow, but he doesn't move around a lot. I think the calf kicks are going to be there for Volkanovski. He doesn't really move his head a lot, so I think Volk is going to be landing a lot of jabs. And Volk's striking is just on another level. He switches stances. He's going to be mixing in, body kicks. But I still think it's a tough matchup for him, and I want to see it. And I think especially with Volk, getting older, he's got knocked out twice. I know he got a win, and he did show pretty good durability versus Lopez, but at this point, I don't think Volkanovski is going to be getting any better. He's either going to stay the same or get worse. And this hurts to say because, he's one of my favorite fighters. He's like a fucking superhero, but everybody's time will come. I don't think this is the fight where it'll happen for Volk, but I think Evloev does have a good shot at beating him. I could see him hurting Volk with like a jab or landing a nice right hand. He's got a good 1-2. I'm pretty sure he rocked Dan Ige with a flying knee. He's going to be shooting takedowns on Volk. He's not going to get them. And the reason I don't think Evloev would win is because, his A game is like outpacing you, breaking you down with his wrestling, just shooting takedowns, holding on to you, controlling you, making you fatigue. And in a fight where the first person who fatigues is going to win, or lose, I think Volkanovski wins that 9 times out of 10 because his conditioning is just so crazy. His cardio is insane. He can grapple all day. So I would go with Volk, but it's a very interesting fight. And, come on, dude. Movsar's undefeated. He's on, 6 or 7 fight win streak. However many fights he's had in the UFC, he's won them all. I think he's got 3 or 4 wins in the top 15. Um, I really want to see this. We need this fight. So, yeah. On to the next one. I've got Shavkat Rakhmonov versus Sean Brady. Now, I see a lot of people thinking that it's still 2023 and, Shavkat is the boogeyman. He deserves a title shot. When he comes back, he's a lock. He's got to get a title shot. I disagree with that heavily. I don't think he has a single win in the top 5. If Islam Makhachev didn't exist, Sean Brady would 100,000% be the next number 1 contender. And I think this is a great stylistic matchup because we saw in Shavkat's fight with Ian Gary, I think it was round 5. He went for a takedown, I think. Ian Gary did not take him down, but somehow he got on his back. I haven't seen that fight in a while, but I'm pretty sure Gary was able to reverse him, and he had a locked-in rear naked choke. So, he can get submitted. It might happen. And Sean Brady has the best grappling in that division. His jiu-jitsu is fucking amazing. He's got great cardio. He pushes a heavy pace. His striking is not good, but it's effective. Okay, it works. Like we saw him landing good combos on Leon Edwards, um, and he was able to back Leon up. I think in this fight, the difference between the Leon fight and what this fight is going to be is that Shavkat actually hits really fucking hard. He's good at getting finishes, and I think his grappling is going to be a little bit better too. I could see him getting taken down, but I don't think Shavkat's going to get submitted. We saw he stayed so fucking calm when Gary had him in that rear naked choke. It was like he knew, I'm not getting fucking submitted. I'm getting out of this. So this is a great matchup. Right now, I think I would go with Shavkat just because, like, the difference in the level of danger when they're striking. I think it's just huge. I could see Shavkat hurting Brady really bad on the feet, and I don't think Brady would ever hurt Shavkat on the feet in like a million years. I think, you know, Shavkat was doing pretty well in the boxing with Jeff Neal, and he's gotten better since that fight. He was outboxing Ian Gary, which I did not think that would happen. He cracked Gary with a lot of good shots. He throws a lot of strikes. He throws good kicks. He likes spinning back kicks, spinning wheel kicks. He's got a good right hand, good straight punches. He attacks the body. He's very dangerous in the clinch with his knees and his elbows. So I think he would give Brady a lot of problems. I think he would break him in that fight, maybe get a TKO in like the 4th or 5th round. But Brady is also improving very rapidly, and he's been more active than Shavkat. You know, he just submitted Leon Edwards on short notice. So we got to see this shit, dude. This is an amazing fight, and whoever wins this is like a real fucking bona fide contender, all right? Bona fide contender. Like, if Brady wins, he's beat Gilbert Burns, Leon Edwards, and Shavkat 3 in a row, 4-fight win streak actually, because he beat Kelvin Gastelum. If Shavkat wins this, then he's beaten Jeff Neal, Wonderboy, Ian Gary, and then he'll have a win against Shavkat or a win against Brady on his resume. That's fucking crazy. So this is a must-see fight. I really hope it happens. On to the next one. Yair Rodriguez versus Diego Lopez. Okay. So, Yair, number one, should not be getting a title shot. We've been over this 1,000 times. I'm very against it. Him and Diego Lopez have beef. Not just them, their gyms have beef. So, this is going to be a bad blood matchup. And I really want to see how Diego Lopez handles Yair's striking. Because I think it's going to be very tough for him to get to Yair. Diego doesn't really shoot a lot of takedowns. I think he will in this matchup. He'll have to. If he gets Yair down, he probably will submit him. But Yair, he showed pretty good takedown defense against Pitbull. I know it's Pitbull, but like he was defending takedowns at least. So that's something. But yeah, there's not like a whole bunch of reasons that I want to see this, but it just makes sense, bro. They hate each other. I think like it's a very whoever wins this fight, I think it's gonna be very extreme. Like either Yair is gonna absolutely piece him the fuck up on the feet, or Lopez is just gonna destroy him. So it's a very interesting fight, and whoever wins this fight is back in the mix for a title shot. So if Yair beats Lopez and then gets a title shot against Volkanovski, I won't be mad at it because Lopez is really fucking good. So yeah, that's what I think of this fight. On to the next one. Arman Tsarukyan versus Paddy Pimblett. Now, I'm seeing a lot of people saying, oh, let's do Arman versus Gaethje, which I was saying that for a while. And I'm seeing a lot of people saying, oh, let's do Paddy versus Gaethje. But I really don't want to see Gaethje fight a grappler because I think it's just going to be a blowout. They're going to destroy Gaethje. Both of these guys would treat Justin Gaethje like an infant. So I'm really not interested in that. Um, and I think they're both really fucking tough matchups. So for each other, like Paddy, he's very dangerous on the feet. He's got a lot of power. He's very strong. He hits very hard. But Chandler did kind of take him down pretty easy. I forget what round it was. He took him down pretty easily. And if Chandler had any jiu-jitsu at all, he would have taken Paddy's back. But he doesn't. So I think Arman could really get to Paddy in the grappling. He was able to take down Charles and kind of negate anything from him. Even Islam wasn't able to do that. I know he submitted Charles, okay? Don't fucking come at me. I know. He submitted Charles. That was after he rocked him badly on the feet. Arman didn't really rock Charles on the feet. He just took him down, and he was able to land a lot of good ground and pound shots, a lot of good elbows. And he completely negated anything Charles had off his back. So Paddy is not going to get an armbar from his back or a triangle, nothing like that. We saw Armand get out of the deepest guillotine of all time. Basically, it was against Charlie Olives, dude. That guillotine was so deep, Armand got out of it. So I don't think Paddy can submit Armand. But on the feet, I think they're, you know, both around the same skill level. I think Armand might be a little bit better, but Paddy is way bigger. I think he's more durable. Um, I don't remember which round it was, but he threw a calf kick at Chandler, naked, no setup, calf kick, and Chandler blasted him with the right hand. It spun his jaw, and he didn't even wobble. And we've seen Armand get rocked pretty bad by Joaquim Silva. He's been rocked in other fights, so I think Paddy would have an advantage on the feet. He hits harder. I think he's more durable. I think they're both going to be very strong, but Paddy might have a little strength advantage just because he's so massive. Like, I know Armand is, he's short and jacked. He's like a muscular hamster, but Paddy is also fucking ginormous, and he's tall. I could see him landing a flying knee and knocking Armand's head into orbit, but at the same time, I could see Armand chewing him up with body kicks, taking him down, and elbowing his head into the canvas. So I think it's a very interesting matchup, and I do want to see this. Whoever wins this is going to be like a real fucking contender, because if Armand beats Justin Gaethje, it's like, so fucking what? If Paddy beats Gaethje, so fucking what? We don't care. They were gonna beat him. If Gaethje wins against either of these guys, it's a fucking fluke, alright? It's not happening. If he gets matched up against any one of them, he's getting destroyed. So, if they get matched up against each other, and whoever wins that is gonna be like a real fucking contender. It's going to have so much hype if they're fighting Ilya or Charles. So I want to see this fight real bad. But on to the next one. I got Nasruddin Imavov versus Kyle Baralho. You know, this one isn't as interesting as the others on the list, but this would obviously be a number one contender fight. I really want to see how this fight would go. I think they're very evenly matched. I think Baralho is a very slick striker. He had, some holes in his defense against Cannonier. He got tagged with some good shots. I think they're both really good at grappling, but we saw against Brendan Allen, Imavov got held down for a whole round. I don't see Imavov being able to resort to his wrestling if he's losing on the feet against Kyle. But if Kyle is losing on the feet against Imavov, I think he could, shoot some takedowns. But I think this is a great fight. They're both really good strikers. I think Imavov is a better boxer. I think he hits harder. I think Kyle's a little bit faster. He's got really good movement, with that karate stance, in and out. He's got good footwork. But both of these guys have been looking sensational lately, especially Imavov, sending Izzy's head into orbit. That was fucking awesome. I love that. I did not think it would happen. But I think these guys should fight. Whoever wins this. Like, you're going to notice a theme here. With a lot of these fights, whoever wins this, they are going to be like the most undeniable contender ever. So, this is a sick fight. Make it happen. But on to the next fight. I've got Dan Hooker versus Justin Gaethje. Rebook this fight, dude. We don't want to see. I know in my last video I had Hooker versus Arman. That's just because I think that's what's going to happen. And I did put it, I think, in the very excited tier. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to be excited to watch them fight. But I think this is a more competitive fight for Hooker and for Gaethje. It's going to be a war. I think I think Hooker would win this, dude. I think at this point, Justin Gaethje is definitely, he's slower, he's older. Hooker, I think he would be landing a lot of straight shots on Justin. I like his jabs. I like his teep kicks. I like his right hand. I could see him going out there, getting into a brawl with Dustin, or not Dustin, Justin. I could see him getting into a brawl with Justin and stinging him with a right hand. And in the fight with Turner, he hurt Turner bad. And the second he was hurt, he was like, if you blink, boom, he's on Turner's back. So I honestly think Hooker could submit Justin Gaethje, but one thing is guaranteed, and this is an amazing fight. I think it makes a lot of sense for both these guys. They haven't fought each other yet. Both strikers. It's going to be a great fight. So I would go with Hooker to win. I haven't watched a lot of tape. I haven't seen their fights in a while. So, my analysis of it is a little bit rough, but I think Hooker would win. Book this fight. Make it happen. Next one, we got Umar Nurmagomedov versus Song Yadong. Now, Peter Yan is booked, so he's not fighting Umar. Corey Sandhagen lost, and Corey Sandhagen beat Song Yadong. So I don't think we're going to get a rematch with Corey with either of these guys. So I think this is the best possible matchup for both of them, because what are we going to do? Are we going to have either one of them fight Rob Font? Come on. That's stupid. So I think Song is a tough matchup for Umar. He's got good takedown defense. He's an amazing boxer. But at the same time, Umar, his boxing has been getting a lot better. I like his kicks. I think his kicks would be an issue. Chris Gutierrez was landing a lot of good kicks on Song Yadong. He landed, I don't remember which round in their fight it was. And I don't even know how I remember this, because I've seen that fight once. But I remember he landed a really good front kick square on Song Yadong's jaw. So I think this would be a really entertaining fight. I think they're both tough matchups for each other. I would go with Umar to win this, because I think he would be able to get takedowns. But yeah, I think it'd be a fun fight. I think it's a good matchup for both of them. This is great. This is good stuff. I really hope they make this, because I don't really want to see either of these guys fight anybody too far below them. They're next to each other in the rankings. Yeah, this would be a good fight night main event. I want to see this 5 rounds. Yeah, this is good stuff. Listen to me, UFC. Make this shit. Let me know what you guys think of this fight. But on to the next one. We got Corey Sandhagen versus Sean O'Malley or Merab. Whoever wins. I know he's on a 1-fight win streak. There are no other deserving contenders, though, besides Peter Yan. And he's not a deserving contender if Merab wins. So Corey hasn't fought either of these guys. It would be a fresh matchup. And we really do need fresh matchups right now. Like, I think Corey versus Yan too would have been a great option for him, but Jan's booked versus Marcus McGee for some reason. So we're working with what we got. And I think Corey is a very tough matchup for both of them. I think he would lose to both of them, but I could see him in a Merab fight. I think he would go for a lot of leg locks. And I think that's a good thing, because if you watch that TJ Dillashaw fight, he fucked up TJ's knee with a leg lock. I think he could do something similar to Merab. We haven't seen anybody take that approach against him. If he could fuck up Merab's legs bad, Merab would be like a sitting duck. Obviously everybody, when they talk about this fight, they talk about the fucking flying knees from Corey. That's a thing. And Corey versus O'Malley, people have been wanting that fight forever. They're both 2 of the best strikers in the division. Corey now is turning into more of a grappler, or he's very well rounded. But I think the striking in that fight would be awesome, and it would be interesting to see how he can mix in his wrestling with the striking against somebody like O'Malley. I'd like to see how O'Malley's grappling holds up in that fight, but I want to see Corey fight the winner. So let's go, make it, and it's gonna be for the belt. Corey hasn't fought for the title yet somehow, so Corey Sandhagen title shot in 2025 against somebody he hasn't fought before. Give it to me. But last fight that I'm gonna talk about, we got Yuri Prohaska versus Carlos Ulberg. This is a sick fucking fight. I thought Carlos should have lost to Jan. He didn't win that fucking fight. My opinion on that is never gonna change. But I could see him beating Yuri. Yuri in his last fight, he put on a masterclass. His defense looked a lot better. His head movement was good. He was keeping his hands up more. He was blocking punches. I know, crazy. Yuri Prohaska blocking punches? What? But Carlos Ulberg, obviously, everybody knows the main thing they talk about with him is the left hook. I could see him putting Yuri on his ass as Yuri rushes in with his hands down. But I think Yuri would put him on a shirt. I don't when I'm picking a Yuri fight, I'm not looking at it from oh, he does this well, Carlos does this well. It's just you're picking a fight with Yuri in it. You don't know what's gonna happen. So I'm just gonna say Yuri's him. He'd beat Carlos. I just think he would. It would happen. But I think it'd be a great fight. And if Yuri wins this, he definitely deserves a title shot, especially if it's against Ankalaev. So make this shit. Who is Carlos going to fight next? That's going to be interesting if it's not this. So, yeah. I think they should make all the fights in this video. But let me know what you guys think, and goodbye.